Hello everyone, welcome back to Paperbacks and Ponytails. I'm Katie, and forgive the bare shelves back here. I am cleaning and organizing my books to get them finally all alphabetized and nice and neat at the end of this month. So, as you can tell by the title, we are going to be talking about the things I dislike in books. So there's only going to be 2 videos this week, one today on Monday and one on Friday. So I'm giving myself a little break on Wednesday so I can film a little bit for the next week. But yeah, so today is what I like and what I dislike in books, and then next week will be what I like in books on Friday. Okay, so here is my mug for the day. It says VIP, versatile, intelligent, and perky, and it's got Minnie on the cover, on the front, and the back. It's the same on both sides. So if you're left or righty, it's perfect. But I'm drinking my blueberry tea. It's so yummy, and lots of honey to go along with it because I'm Winnie the Pooh Bear. I love my honey. Okay, so let me get my list of dislikes over here. I only have about 8 things, so I try to think of what I really dislike in books. So I tried to be as honest as I could and what annoys me in books. Excuse me. Apparently I need more tea. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is misspelling or bad grammar in books. So every once in a while it doesn't really bother me, but if the editor or something just there's misspelling after misspelling, there's grammar mistakes every other page, big grammar mistakes. I'm not talking about a missed period or something, but just definitely misspellings that bugs me. That's misspelling shouldn't be in here. That's an easy one. But yeah, so that just, I can still read a book just fine and enjoy it, but it just bugs me a little bit when there's a ton of misspellings or grammar. I was homeschooled, so I had a lot of grammar and spelling lessons as I was homeschooled all the way through 7th grade until I went to middle school and high school. So yeah, so that's one of the biggest things that I see in books right away: misspelling, grammar mistake. Okay, so the next one that I don't like a ton of bad language. If it's 1 or 2 swear words in the entire book, I still don't like it, but I can still enjoy the story. But if it's every single page or every couple pages, I feel it's honestly more of a cop-out. You can come up with more descriptive words that aren't swearing to express the feelings of your characters rather than just swearing. And I feel it happens more in YA books, honestly, especially nowadays. Back when I was in high school, I don't think I saw a swear word in a YA book. But yeah, especially nowadays, I probably would honestly rather read an adult book, at least in the genres that I enjoy, like historical fiction and some contemporary. But yeah, so I find if there's a lot of swearing, I usually DNF it and either return it to the library, or I give it to a free little library, or I swap with somebody for another book that I would enjoy a little more. So yeah, so definitely language is a big one for me, as well as steamy romance. I don't mind a PG to very light PG-13 romance, but if there's any heavy love scenes in it, I will immediately DNF it. And no, it's just, I used to read those, but ever since I got closer with the Lord, I really try to stay away from those. I don't want to read them anymore. And so yeah, so I don't enjoy those, and it's a huge trigger for me. So confession time it is, and I really do try to stay away from it. Even if it's only going to be one scene, it still bugs me. If it's small, I can skip it and go past it, but lately I just want to get rid of it and out of the house. So yeah, heavy romance, not for me. I don't enjoy it. So yeah, so the next one we're going through these really quick. Okay, so the next one, too many characters to follow. I think that's on a lot of people's lists. So I could follow between 1 and maybe 3 characters really well, but once it hits 4 or more, I find it very hard to follow. What was I reading? I was reading something the other day and there was like a ton of characters in it. I can't remember what it was right now. But there was like a good 5, 6 different characters. I'm like, I can't follow all these characters. Like, I remember names really well, but if I'm told, like in the first couple chapters, that there's like 5 different characters, they're going to start getting jumbled up, mixed up, and I'm like, wait, did this happen to this character, or did that happen to another character? So yeah, that's one of my biggest problems. I can't follow a huge cast of characters. In movies, yes. In books, no, because I don't really have a visual to go off of. Like, I do see it as a movie in my head, so I tend to kind of mix characters up, especially if there's a lot of characters. Like, one that I can follow is like Nancy Drew, because she always has the same 3 to 6 characters in each book. So I can follow that because I have a visual in my head for each different character, and I can follow books like that. But if it's a brand new cast of characters, it's a lot harder for me. Okay, the next thing I don't like in books. I don't really enjoy contemporary. At least I kept telling myself that. But some of my absolute favorite books are ending up to be contemporary. So I don't know how that's turning out. I'm starting to become a contemporary lover, I guess. But yeah, I used to not like contemporary. I still don't really, unless the characters are really well written and it's a story that has a good plot to it. But yeah, so I used to not. I'm kind of leaning more towards yes. Just depends on the book, I guess. All right, and then the next one is, I was watching Holly's channel when she just put up her dislikes and like videos. I will link her channel down below. But she mentioned long chapters. She doesn't like them. I'm like, oh yes, long chapters. Like, they're okay. I can read a book with long chapters, but especially like at midnight or 1 a.m., I'm like, you know, and I'm only halfway through the book, like, I don't want to read another 50 pages to get to the end of the chapter just to go to sleep. Like, you know, 2 to 10 pages I can handle, not 50. So yeah, I really don't like long chapters. I always feel like I have to read until I end a chapter, at least most of the time. And so if that happens, yeah, that's way too many pages for a chapter. So I like short chapters. The shorter the better. Like if I skim a book and I'm like, ooh, a chapter ends every 5 pages. All right. So yeah, definitely I do not like long chapters. All right, what's the next thing? I have 2 more. Yeah, so I have found out that I'm not a big fan of the big popular books. One, I either DNF them, like pretty quick, because I've noticed that so many of the popular books nowadays have either steamy love scenes or a lot of language, so I don't enjoy those. So I usually DNF them. Or I read them and they're not for me. Like, I can remember one that I read, The Silent Patient. Really enjoyed the ending. The rest I thought kind of slow for me. So yeah, I'm not a huge fan of popular books unless it is either historical fiction, Christian fiction, or middle grade. I feel like the popular books do kind of well in those categories, especially historical fiction. I coming to find out that I really do love the popular books. I read a lot of the non-popular books as well, but those are kind of the genres that I will read the popular books, and I know I'm going to enjoy them even more. I mean, I'm sure I have popular books on my shelves that I haven't gotten to yet, and hopefully I will enjoy them. I hope. Okay, so the next one. So yeah, if you're sticking around this channel, you're going to see a lot of books that you've never seen before on YouTube. Okay, and then the last one that I have is footnotes. Footnotes. Oh. Yeah, footnotes. I don't think any book needs footnotes. Not unless it's a textbook or a nonfiction book. If it's a fiction book and you have footnotes, I'm a person who has to read every single word on a page. So if you have like this much footnotes on the bottom of the page, my OCD has to read that giant footnote at the bottom of the page, and after a while it just gets too much in a book, and I just want to rip out all the footnotes and say, why do you need this? Just describe these things in the story. Like, yeah, so that's pretty much one of the only reasons that I didn't like the 10,000 Doors of January when I read it last year. That was one of the main reasons, footnotes, because I'm like, it just got too, like, I know she kind of wanted to make it feel like a nonfiction book, but just so many footnotes and so many historical facts about time travel and these different doors and stuff, and I was like I just wanted like a world building, you know, like describe more of what you see in these different doorways. I don't want to read footnotes. Those aren't for me. So yeah, so that's the last thing that I have for what I don't like in books. I'm sure there's more out there, but those are my main things that I don't like in books. Some things I can get past, some things no, but yeah. So you get to learn quite a bit about me in this video, so I hope you liked it. Please subscribe down below and like this video if you want to stick around, and stick around for what I do like in books coming out on Friday.